How's it going, party people? Skydubs here, back again with another legit ranking. Today we'll be ranking all of the original 32 Skylanders from the first game. I have absolutely nothing to say, so let's just start. At number 32, it's WARNADO. He has one of the best designs and his spin move is fast, but it is basically a suicide move. And also his tornado moves aren't that great. So yeah, I'm just not that big of a fan of him. So I think that he's the worst one. At 31 we have Wrecking Ball. Now the only thing that puts Wrecking Ball above WARNADO is that he's cute. Yeah, but overall his first move is probably the most disappointing, to be honest. It just seems so fun, but it's just not fun to use and it's not accurate at all. His second move, again, just like WARNADO, is a suicide move. And his third move is actually quite fun, and I like it, and I use it the most. But yeah, he's just disappointing, to be honest. When I bought him last year, I thought he would be way better, but he just isn't. At 30, it's Hex. Now, Hex is an okay Skylander, but compared to others, she's just not that great. Her first move is good, but it doesn't deal any damage at all. Her second move is way too slow and it makes you pretty vulnerable, and her third move is good. I'd say her third move is her best move, but yeah, she's just kinda disappointing in my opinion. Next up, Drill Sergeant. Now, as a Skylander that I've played with for over 8 years now, it's pretty sad to say that he isn't as good as I remember him to be. The biggest problem I have with Drill Sergeant is that his attacks don't deal enough damage. There's not a single attack that deals over 25 damage. His second move is great, and his first move is great, and his third move is great, but they just don't deal that much damage. 17, 7, and 25 is not enough. And the other Skylanders are just simply better. At 28, it's Ghost Roaster. Now, for a Skylander that I've been looking for 8 years, to see how he isn't that great is pretty disappointing. Now, his first move is actually pretty solid, and his second move is great. His third move I don't think I would ever use. He's overall okay Skylander, I just think that the others are better and they are more fun to play as. This may come as a surprise to you, but at 27 it's Dinorang. I'll never get the hype that this Skylander gets. Now, his first move is okay, it takes long to recharge, but it will do. His second move I only use on like smaller enemies, and his third move I actually enjoy using the most, as it deals a lot of damage and you can just place them wherever you want to. But he just isn't that great of a Skylander, and compared to the others on this list, he's just not as good. At 26, it's WHAM-SHELL. Now, he used to be one of my favorite Skylanders when I was smaller, but that's because in my opinion he has the best design. However, his moves are good, but there's just something that just isn't right with him, you know. His first move is good and his third move is good. His second move is pretty bad, but still, you know, his first and third move are excellent, but there's just something that is missing with him and that I don't enjoy just playing with him that much. At 25, it's ZOOK. Now don't get me wrong, ZOOK is a pretty solid Skylander. He has a great first move and his third move is actually my favorite. His second move is pretty useless, but he is also pretty slow and I'd just rather play as some other Skylanders than ZOOK. However, that doesn't mean he's bad, I just think that all of the other Skylanders are better. At 24, it's SUNBURN. Now, I don't think that SUNBURN is necessarily a bad Skylander, I just think that he's a hard to master Skylander and that I haven't mastered him. Now, the only good move in my opinion is his first move. I really don't like using his second move, and his third move is good for speed. But yeah, as he said, I just think that I haven't mastered him, and I think that the 24th spot is for him. At 23, it's VOODOOD. Now, I'm kinda disappointed in VOODOOD. I always thought he was better than what he actually is. He is in fact a very mediocre Skylander, whose first move is solid, but it's not too great. Second move is hard to master and I haven't mastered it. I don't know if anybody's good with that move. And his third move is okay when you're running away, but overall, in my opinion, he's just kinda a disappointing Skylander. At 22, it's Zap. Now, Zap is a solid Skylander with really solid moves. However, he suffers from the same thing the Drill Surgeon suffers from, and that is lack of damage. His first move, which in my opinion is the best move, does only 12 damage, which is really bad. However, that doesn't take away from how fun it is to play as him. I just think that the other Skylanders are better. At 21, it's ERUPTOR. Sorry, Bumble Free, but I have a couple of problems with ERUPTOR. His first move is okay. His second move is my favorite move. I really love it and it's really a fun move to use. However, his third move, while it does the most damage, it's quite unenjoyable to use and I'm just not a fan of it. And also he's so goddamn slow. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of ERUPTOR, but he's still a decent Skylander. It hurts me to put him this low, but Prison Break has got to be at number 20. Now, one of my oldest Skylanders, however, his first move is very inaccurate and it's just not that fun. His second move is actually my favorite move and I enjoy using it a lot, and his third move is okay, but it makes you pretty vulnerable, and he again is very slow. But I still love him, but I don't think he deserves to be higher than number 20. At 19, it's Stump Smash, yet another character that is really slow. However, his first move is really good and it does a lot of damage. His second move is okay, I guess, but then again, it is named Shooting Nuts, so it gets points from me. And his third move is pretty useless, but then again, it's called Mega Nut. So yeah, I think he's great, but not as good as the rest of this list. At number 18, it's Whirlwind. Now, Whirlwind has a great range attack with her rainbows, and she has a great spam attack that deals a lot of damage with her like black clouds. The only attack that I don't like is her flying. However, both her paths are great and you know why she is here. Next up, another dragon, this time it's Cinder. Now Cinder is a really fun Skylander. She's very quick and that's what I love about her. Again, she has the flying move, which is useless on any dragon, but her first and her second move make up for it and she's overall a fun Skylander. At number 16, it's Lightning Rod. Now he's overall a great Skylander. His first move is great and his second move is absolutely amazing. It deals a lot of damage and he turns into a fucking Zeus. His third move could be better, but it's good for smaller enemies. But the thing that I don't like about him is that he's pretty slow. However, it doesn't take away from how good he is and how fun it is to play as him. At number 15, it's CAMO, one of my favorite Skylanders when I was younger, and I can totally see why. He is a really fun Skylander, his moveset is unique, his moves are really strong, he has a cool design, he shoots fucking watermelons, he can heal himself with his soul gem, he is fairly quick, he isn't the quickest but he isn't the slowest. There really isn't a negative about CAMO, it's just that other Skylanders in front of him again are better than him. Next up, Chop Chop. Again, one of my favorite Skylanders when I was smaller. I have to admit that he isn't as good as I remember him to be. His sword is still as good as ever, it deals a ton of damage and can heal him, but in my opinion that's the only good move about him, as his shield, while it does look cool, it's pretty useless and I almost never use his third move. I just feel like the only good move about him is his sword. Alright, just so we're clear, Chop Chop is at number 14, but the next Skylander I put at number 12 because I'm dumb and I don't know how to count. So yeah, all up until number 6 there will be a wrong number, but the list doesn't change, so I just enjoy the rest of the video. At 12, it's Slam Bam. He has one of the coolest designs, one of the strongest moves when you upgrade it. His second move could be better and his third move makes him way faster and he's overall just a cool Skylander. At 11, it's IGNITOR. I mean, again, he's got such a cool design. His sword is his first move and it's really strong. His second move, he fucking jumps out of his body or his armor, and his third move deals from 80 to 120 damage, which is insane for the first game. I don't know, there's just something special about IGNITOR. To start with the top 10, it's TERRAFIN, one of my favorite Skylanders of all time. His first move is pretty solid and it does a solid amount of damage. However, his second move is what makes me love him. I mean, he can go underground and avoid literally everything. And that's one of the best moves in Skylander history in my opinion. However, what lets him down is his third move. It's pretty useless and I just really don't like it, but everything else is quite fine. Next up, it's Bash, another Earth Skylander who has one of the best first moves ever. Now, his first move does from 80 to 120 damage, and when you hold it down it can deal up to 240 damage. His second move is very fast, one of the fastest, which makes him one of the fastest Skylanders logically, and his third move is okay, but you can mix it up with his first move, so yeah, he's a really fun Skylander. At number 8, it's FLAMESLINGER. Now, if you'd ask me why he's here, I honestly have no idea, there is just something so fun about him. All of his moves are excellent, he's one of the fastest Skylanders, which is one of the most important factors for me. His arrows are great, they deal not that much damage, but they are fun to use and they are pretty rapid. And his third move is solid for enemies in a weird place. I don't know, there's just something that I love about him. At 7, it's Sonic Boom. Now, one of my most recent Skylanders, this may be weird for you, but I actually really love playing as her. Her first move is just amazing, 50 damage is so good, and her babies are really fun to use. Again, she suffers from the useless flying move, but I can look past it with how great her other moves are. At 6, it's Boomer, but not the old one. Boomer has one of the best moves, and it's his throwing bombs. Like, I just want to spam A with him till the end of my life. It's like so cool, and when you're running away you have his third move where he just shits out bombs. Like, who doesn't want to do that? His second move is pretty lackluster to be honest, and that's what puts him below some Skylanders that are in front of him, but still, 6th place is pretty good. At number 6, it's Double Trouble. Now again, his first move is way too overpowered. It just targets an enemy, locks onto them, and doesn't stop until they're dead. It deals like 20 damage per second, like, it's absolutely amazing, you don't need his other moves. But his second move is okay, I guess, where he spawns his clones. And his third move, while it does do a lot of damage, it makes him too vulnerable. But yeah, overall, an amazing Skylander because of his first move. To start with the top 5, it's Trigger Happy, a fan favorite who I love as well. His moves are just amazing. His first move and his third move don't do that much damage, but holy shit, they are so quick that it doesn't even matter. And his second move does so much damage, and it's great. Both paths are great, his soul gem is great. The only thing that I don't like about him is when he holds down A, it takes too long and his health bar is too low. But yeah, amazing Skylander. At 4, it's GRUNT, one of the best Skylanders I've ever played as. His harpoons, when you upgrade them, when you take the harpoon path, are perfect. There are 3 of them, they deal a lot of damage, they're rapid, they can go through enemies. He has a water mechanic, or whatever the fuck it is. He's got a jetpack, or a water pack. And he shoots water, which is kinda lackluster, but it's still okay. And he's got a giant anchor. I love him. At 3, it's Spyro. I know this may be weird to you, but I just love him. His first move is a great range attack, which deals a solid amount of damage. If you go for his horn path, he just runs through enemies. That's the better path in my opinion. And his third move is the flying move, which sucks, and his soul gem isn't that great, but he's a very quick Skylander, which I love, and a very strong Skylander. And that's why he is number 3. At 2, it's Stealth Elf. I got a whole series with her. She's the fastest out of the original 32. Her third move is my favorite move because it's so goddamn quick, and her first move just destroys enemies. Against any enemy, it will be absolutely amazing. It's way too strong if you upgrade it, and her second move is kinda disappointing. I mean, disappearing, you think it's great, but you don't use it that much. But still, she doesn't need it. She's just an amazing Skylander who I highly recommend you play as. At 1 it had to be DROBOT. I've done everything possible in the first 2 games with him. He's just way too strong, and you can do everything just by holding an A button. His second move is completely useless, but it doesn't matter as his first move is great. His third move adds him speed, and when the fire touches enemies, it actually deals a solid amount of damage, but it doesn't matter as you should only use his first move and you'll just beat the game without dying, and that's why I love him. And that's where I'm ending the list. So yeah, that is it. Do you agree with my list? You probably don't. So yeah, if you want, you can leave your entire list, or you can just leave your top 5, I think that's way easier. Or you can just comment anything at all, I don't really care. But yeah, thank you all for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.